Hello there, and welcome. If you've ever just felt that constant, nagging pressure from the world, that push to get more, do more, be more, that promises happiness, but somehow never quite gets you there, then I think we have something really special for you today. We're going to talk about a totally different kind of wealth, one that has nothing to do with what's in your bank account.
It's a really good question, isn't it? Something so many of us wrestle with. We think that if we just had a little more financial security, all our fears would quiet down. But what often happens is that the chase itself just winds up creating a whole new level of anxiety. It's such a common human struggle, and believe it or not, there's some incredible ancient wisdom that speaks right into the heart of it.
So let's start right there with this feeling. I call it the anxious chase. You know what I'm talking about. It feels like you're on a treadmill just running and running, but you never really feel like you've arrived. This first part is just about acknowledging that feeling because it's real and it's exhausting.
To help us understand this, we're going to turn to a passage from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6. And look, this isn't about throwing around a few simple feel-good cliches. This is a really profound piece of writing that gets to the root of our financial anxiety. And it doesn't just point out the problem, it actually offers us a real way out, a path toward genuine peace.
And this is where the passage really starts to shift our perspective. It invites us to completely redefine what we think of as profit or gain in our lives. It's a move away from what we can collect and pile up towards something so much deeper and more lasting.
And here it is. This is the core of the whole thing. The true, lasting profit in life, it isn't the money, the house, or the car. It's this incredible combination. A life that feels right and honors God, paired with a heart that has learned how to be at rest, to be content. That, it says, is the great gain we're all actually looking for.
I love how contentment is described here. It's not just, giving up or settling. It's a spiritual skill. It's something you can learn and practice. It's about developing the inner strength to find your joy right where you are right now, instead of letting it be held hostage by that constant feeling of, if only I had that.
Okay, so this next section, it grounds us in a reality that honestly can feel a little uncomfortable at first because it's so simple. But if we can really let it sink in, it's one of the most freeing truths you'll ever hear.
Let's just sit with that for a second. It's so direct, so simple. We show up with nothing, and we're going to leave with nothing. When you really get that, it changes everything. It helps you hold all your material things with a much, much lighter grip.
Now, this isn't saying we should all live in poverty or that it's wrong to enjoy nice things. Not at all. It's a call to remember our foundation. It's an invitation to find our contentment in the most basic, fundamental things that we so often just take for granted. To see that if we have food and clothing, we have what we need. Everything else is a bonus, a gift.
But the passage doesn't just paint a nice picture of contentment. It also gives us a pretty serious warning. It shines a bright light on the hidden dangers that come up not from having money, but from the desire for it becoming an obsession.
And this is so important because this clarifies one of the most misunderstood verses out there. People always say money is the root of all evil, but that's not what it says. Money itself is just a tool. You can build a hospital with it, right? The problem is the love of money. It's when money becomes the thing you worship, the thing you trust to save you, that it becomes a root for all kinds of trouble.
And the text describes how this happens. It's not a sudden cliff you fall off. It's more like a slow sink. It starts with just a desire, which then leads you into temptation, which then becomes a snare, a trap you can't get out of, and before you know it, it can pull your whole life down into ruin. It's a slow, quiet, dangerous drift.
And this, for me, is the most heartbreaking part. The ultimate victim of greed isn't someone else. It's the person who is greedy. The passage uses this intense image of being pierced through with many sorrows. Think about that. A life filled with anxiety, always comparing, never feeling at rest, full of regrets. It's a self-inflicted wound.
So, what do we do with all this? How do we make this personal without just feeling guilty? Well, the passage kind of invites us to just pause and ask ourselves 3 really important but gentle questions. It's a chance for some honest self-reflection.
So first, we have to ask ourselves, what am I really asking money to do for me? What promises do I think it can keep? Am I looking to it to make me feel safe? To make me feel important? To make me feel like nothing can touch me? Because if we're asking money to be our savior, it will always let us down.
The second question flips the script entirely. Because you know what the real antidote to always wanting more is?
It's gratitude. Contentment doesn't magically appear when you get more stuff. It starts to grow when you learn to truly appreciate the stuff you already have. Gratitude is the soil where contentment takes root.
And finally, here's a really practical gut check. Who's in charge? Is money just a tool in your hand, something you use to build the life you value? Or has it become your master? Does it dictate your choices, your stress levels, your moods? It's a tough question, but it's a crucial one to ask honestly. Who is really in control here?
And so we end right back where we started, with this beautiful, peaceful truth. The point of all this isn't to take joy away from you. It's to protect you from a fake joy that never, ever lasts. The real wealth, the real peace, the real gain, it's found right here. So my question for you is, what would it look like in your life to really start believing that's true today?